Thursday morning. It's going to feel like spring today. 67 by me, maybe even upwards of 70 around the city. You gotta love that. And spring is in full force when it comes to sports. We got baseball to talk about today. We've even got some more basketball to talk about today. We've got the Rangers dealing with a third-string goalie with the Pittsburgh Penguins, who actually is going to get the start tonight at the Garden. Mr. Spicy Pork and Broccoli, that cute story. We'll see if it continues. I don't think it will. I think the cult hero of Luis Domingue is going to hit the bricks real quick. You know, the Yankees lost the game. Finally, and you got some action. I mean, this team, I feel bad for calling them boring early on in the year because they're not boring, even in a loss. Aaron Boone's getting tossed. Aaron Judge is getting pissed off, and they did what they had to do against the Blue Jays, winning that series, even though they didn't sweep it. The Mets end up splitting against the Braves. It was a little bit annoying as Adam Ottavino comes into Tyler McGill's mess and sets it on fire. And we've got some Nets at some point to get to as Kyrie Irving calls himself a martyr and Ben Simmons is getting back surgery. Jam-packed show, Boomer. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, good morning, G. You know what? Aaron Hicks had a moment last night where he could have put a lot of his detractors, at bay. He's had moments already this year, but he had a moment last night in the ninth inning that he unfortunately didn't come through. And IKF has been good for them, so I don't want to kill him for that. But
he had two opportunities in the seventh and ninth.
Yeah. So it's too bad for Aaron Hicks. Those are the moments that fans remember. And I know it's just an oh-by-the-way game in the middle of May, but at the end of the day, those are the moments you got to come through in, man. Especially when everybody else seems to be carrying the team.
Yeah.
It's Gleyber Torres one day, it's Aaron Judge. Every day it seems like Stanton and Donaldson get on last night. And then Aaron Hicks has an opportunity. We talked about him playing, 150 games this year, bounce back season and all that other stuff. And maybe he's in the middle of all that. And maybe this is just one game. They had 111, so what are we going to really bitch about? But that was a moment where he could have been the hero. And two times he could have been the hero. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. But now, saying all that, you can tell I'm in a much better mood today than I was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday you were bogged down. There's no doubt about it.
I wasn't bogged down. I was angry.
You were carrying around a backpack full of regret yesterday.
No regret. It was called anger. I was angry because the officials screwed it up. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I went back, and just so everybody realizes, I went back, and this is how psycho I am about this. I went back and listened to the Penguins' call of the aforementioned overturned goal.
That's right. Yeah.
And even the Penguins announcers said that was a goal because Dumoulin pushed Kakko in the back. But that's here nor there. That's 2 days ago.
Right. Really doesn't matter.
Now we look forward. Now we're looking forward. We got to bounce back, much like Minnesota bounced back last night, much like Tampa Bay bounced back last night. Do you have a heart of a champion? Are you going to show that tonight at the Garden? And of course, I'm going tonight with Judy Gilbert,
which is awesome.
Right. So I'm trying to think. Is it tacky if I wear his jersey?
No, not at all. I mean, you were honoring a man who passed not that long ago, who was an absolute legend, who was your childhood hero, and you're sitting there with his wife. I mean, I can't even imagine more of a tribute that would be fitting. I mean,
you guys are good
absolutely.
With that?
Yeah, I mean,
you guys are good. Al, you good with that? You feeling me there?
I feel you.
You can't.
You feel that, Eddie?
I'm feeling, yeah.
There's no way.
Everybody's good with that.
Yeah, you couldn't feel any other way about that.
Sometimes older guys wearing jerseys, people get ticked off and stuff like that.
Listen, if you were wearing a Panarin jersey or a Shesterkin jersey, I'd be like, all right, it's time to grow up. But that's not what you're doing here. You're honoring a legend. So, no, without a doubt, put the jersey on, wear it proudly.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yep, that's right. There it is in the
I'm
studio.
feeling it, man. I am absolutely feeling it.
Good.
I need the good vibes, a good old Rod to be there, because, if he were alive today and I were going to the game, he'd be seeking me out.
Sure.
And he'd come over and he'd laugh, and maybe we'd have a drink together. And I don't know, it's just kind of weird, But I kind of feel like I need to do it.
So do it. I think you're absolutely 100%.
I am so jacked up for tonight. One shift, right? One period, right? One game, right?
That's
Got
right.
it?
That is right.
Boom, boom, boom. That's it. Third string goalie, sometimes you never know. They go on a roll, and all of a
No.
sudden a guy
This is
comes
a
out
third
as
string guy. I mean,
No.
listen, I all these people that I still follow from my time in Pittsburgh, they can't get enough of this whole thing, and I just know it's going to blow up in their face. Like,
all right.
they wrote a story about where he got his spicy pork and broccoli. They're having all these guests on their radio shows out there, people who know Louis Domingue. He's become a cult hero after, in getting inserted in the second overtime and keeping things at bay for the Penguins to be able to win. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets pulled for the fourth string goalie tonight.
You think he's like the Mike White of the Penguins?
Yeah, I mean, Mike White was more impressive.
Yeah.
But I could see a comparison there. I think it gets ugly for this guy because it's.
I don't know. I mean,
when you're not thinking about it, you get inserted to the game. It's like you got no. But now all of a sudden he's probably like in his head thinking, "Oh my God, I'm on the road at a team that doesn't want to go down 2-0. I'm a third string goalie. I mean, I've been on the baby Penguins my entire life. There's no way he's playing well tonight."
Well, here's the thing. I don't even think about the goalie. What I think about are a couple things. Number one, number 87. Where is he? What is he doing? And who is going to try to stop him? And what is the coach going to come up with as opposed to this free ice-capade, wheeling, great skater in the middle of the ice? He's a goddamn Hall of Famer. You got to stop him. You got to try to stop him.
Yes.
You got to try to stop him. You got to come up with some sort of plan, or are we just going out there without a plan and letting the players figure it out? I'm always worried about that. This is why, maybe they should call up Tortorella and put him on the bench as an assistant coach and let them tell him what to tell those guys and how to stop this guy. The other thing, too, is quite frankly, Artemi Panarin's got to be Artemi Panarin. He's got to be in the middle of the ice. He's got to be taking shots on net. He's so gifted and so good, and so much comes off of what he does. But he's got to be more aggressive. He can't be out on the ice for 34 minutes and take 2 shots.
Rangers have to be a huge favorite tonight.
I don't know. I don't even worry about that.
No, I'm going to bet him.
Gio,
I'm going to bet him.
I always tell you, Narps, that there's a reason that they play the game.
Yeah, well, I've heard that before, yeah.
Yes, okay. I just want to make sure that you guys are all locked in on that there's a reason why they play the game. Because the outcome of the game is in question before the game starts. That's why.
Certainly,
and
yes.
You take everything serious.
Yeah.
You don't take anything for granted.
I'm going to bet him the minus a goal and a half, too.
And you bring your best self, and you be the biggest pain in the ass
5-1.
to your opposing team.
5-1 tonight.
Oh God, Jesus.
I'm going to bet him plus the goal and the minus the goal and a half.
You're not a Ranger fan, so you can say all this stuff.
I'm allowed to do that.
It doesn't bother me.
This is not touching the money. This is just me being an observer of this series and what's going to happen. So I'm going to bet him. I'm going to be all over it. And I'll be rooting. I mean, you showing up in the Roger Bear jersey. I mean, come on. And Louis Domingue starting for the Penguins. This has got the boat race written all over it.
Sometimes I get below underneath the garden. Like under
in the bowels.
Yeah, in the bowels. And sometimes I'll run into the opposing team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you ever say anything to him?
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
I may need to get into Sid the Kid's face this morning.
He's probably heard it all. He's impenetrable.
You think he probably heard it all?
He's impenetrable. You got to get into that Louis Domingue's ear because he's a guy who's never been in this spot.
Give him a couple Louis chants.
Yeah.
Louis.
Be like, it's over for you, toots. That's what you call it.
I haven't used the word toots ever. Toots.
Yeah, right. Here's your spicy pork.
We can't come up with some more spicy language than that.
Right.
I mean, come on.
I don't know. Just be disrespectful to him. Just call him whatever you want. But
pork on pork.
Here's your spicy pork, you a-hole.
Right. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe you can come up with something.
Be sucking down some different type of pork there, bitch. That's what you say.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be.
Want me to write some of this stuff down for you?
Yeah, that'd be really nice. I think.
Right,
But I am excited. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. There's all these articles about how do you get over a loss like in game one. You know what? You just play the next game. That's all it is. It's pretty simple. You play the next game. You learn from your mistakes. And if I see like 83 shots on Shesterkin, my head is going to explode.
It's not going to happen again.
I don't want to even see 30 shots.
Obviously, you're not going to get 3 overtimes again, so that's a reason why there's so many shots. But
listen, when I go playoffs, anything's possible. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've been there for very long nights, and I don't care how long it takes. I just want to come out of there with a W.
And there's not going to be another overtime game again tonight. They can't go 3 overtimes again. It's going to be a nice, tidy. I'm telling you, it's a nice, tidy regulation victory for the New York Rangers tonight. I'm telling you, watch. Tomorrow I'll be sitting here and you'll be like, you know what, you were right about that. I tell you,
I hope you're
unbelievable. You're like a medium. You're like a premonition. You're like a psychic. You knew exactly what was going to happen.
I hope you're right, man. I'll give you a big hug and kiss tomorrow if you're right.
Yeah, I'm into this whole
not the kiss, just the hug.
Have you watched it all? This guy on Netflix who's a medium. Have you seen that one yet, Al? There's this young kid who's like the psychic. He talks to dead people and stuff.
I have it on my list. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, so I started watching a little bit of that the other day, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll be the sports psychic. Let's see what happens tonight. See if this is my first foray. As I'm just feeling it, I'm getting a sense from above. The sports gods are telling me that it's going to be a 5-1 tidy Ranger victory, and Louis Domingue is going to go from cult hero to ass on the bench like that. It's going to be a little cute story, one-day story. Let's see what happens.
From your lips to God's ears.
That's right.
I'm sure God's rooting for both teams, but
yeah, God loves the Penguins.
Well,
yeah,
just a little bit. Well, Sidney Crosby he loves. How could you not? I mean,
Certainly.
like if you were a Penguins fan,
yeah.
I mean, it's also like God put him on this earth to play this sport.
Sure,
you know that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, what'd you think about that Ben Simmons back surgery story? I thought that was actually
I thought it was fun, legit.
Yeah, because. You know, all that stuff we heard at the end of that series when the Nets got swept. I don't know if you remember the Nets got swept by the Celtics.
But did they actually even make the playoffs?
Yeah, they got swept by the Boston Celtics. But the last thing you heard when he didn't play Game 4 was that it was the mental side of things that was making his back hurt. And then we all said, oh, God, here we go again with this guy. I don't know if he's ever going to be able to play. So the fact that he's got a legitimate back injury, I know this sounds crazy, but the fact that he's got a legitimate back injury and it isn't psychosomatic, I think is a good thing. I actually do believe that. Get the thing figured out, get your surgery, you got 3 to 4 months recovery, and come back and see if you can play after that. I mean, I still think there's a chance maybe the guy never plays again in his life. But I actually thought that him not making up a back injury and actually legitimately having a back injury was a sign that maybe things were trending in the right direction, which sounds so weird. But with him, I actually think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I was just wondering, where did the back injury come from?
I don't know.
When did he come with it?
He must have.
And did Sean Marks know that he had some sort of back injury?
I would think no.
I swear to God, I wish I could be a fly in Sean Marks' office.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because you have this, which makes me feel a little bit, like you just said, a little bit more legitimate about Ben Simmons and about everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Sean Marks is sitting there going, okay, we have an answer. We now know what we can do to take care of it, and hopefully he'll be ready for next year. But in the meantime, we have another guy. His name is Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Who now refers to himself
as a martyr.
As a martyr, yeah. I'm like, so now if you're Sean Marks, you're sitting there going, all right, so what? What do we have here now?
Yeah, a martyr.
You got to be kidding me.
Don't you have to be dead to be a martyr? I thought you had to be dead.
Correct.
Yeah,
That's part of the definition.
Then wait,
I hope this doesn't have anything to do with him.
Not only do you have to be dead, don't you have to be murdered for your beliefs? Isn't that the definition of a martyr? That's what I thought it to be.
Jesus Christ.
Is like you. So not only are you like, it's not like you die of natural causes and be a martyr. You have to be killed.
Correct.
Yeah, because of your beliefs to be a martyr.
So he basically said that he's a martyr, I guess, for what? For the anti-vax take on COVID-19.
He goes, it's the life of a martyr, bro, which is the most.
What?
You can't have the life of a martyr. That doesn't work.
And by the way, his agents knocking at the door, Sean Marks.
Right.
We want an extension.
We've got a martyr here who would
Sean
like
Marks and these guys give him
$200 million.
They are idiots. Honestly.
It's the life of a martyr.
So he's coming to the end of his 4-year contract. Now he wants to let everybody know he's a martyr. But at the end of the day, he wants a contract extension for doing nothing.
He's a martyr.
But all he has done is basically upset this entire team.
Yeah. It's like saying it's
for 3 years, it's been nothing.
It's the life of a cadaver, bro. Like that's basically what he's saying. It's like, no, that doesn't work. Martyrs are dead. Come on, man. Get your stuff together. Seriously.
So how would you like him to phrase it then?
Something like, when you stand up for what you believe in, not everybody's going to agree with you, and I'm a big boy and I can deal with it, and I'll continue to deal with it.
Yeah, but how would you, or how should he characterize himself?
What is there a word for that?
That's what I'm asking you. I don't know.
It's
an activist. He's an activist. I would say
this
activist.
is the life of a controversial activist. Maybe
an activist. Yes.
not the life of a martyr. Bro, that's what I love too. He goes, "It's the life of a martyr, bro." Come on, man.
Martyr, bro.
He said a lot of stuff in that podcast that was crazy. Like, I don't know, something about it. He's a basketball wizard or something.
They had to be smoking. They had to be smoking, don't you think?
I mean, maybe. Who knows? Everything's legal
honestly,
these days,
I
so
listened
good
to
for
part
them.
of it, and I was like, wow. Is he in the same, planet zip code that we are? Or what? I mean, what's going on?
He's not on the same Earth because Kyrie's Earth is flat.
Well,
forever.
I think he.
Sure about that?
Yes.
I don't know. I think he still
Unless
probably
he's martyring
thinks
for the flat Earth people. I don't know.
that. Martyring. He's out there martyring.